Hey guys, Kangaskid18 here, and what a whirlwind it's been. Yesterday we got the official reveal of Generation 8, a set of gorgeous looking games that have been given the odd names of Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. And while I could talk about how I love the overworlds, or how I'm disappointed we're still using 6-year-old Pokemon models, or how the male protagonist has a stupid hipster hat, I'm going to save that for another video. Let's get right to what we've all been waiting for, the Pokemon themselves, and my speculation as to what their shinies will look like. Overall, I really love the trio we've been given for these games. We've got the adorable chimp Pokemon Grookey, and the scrappy rabbit Pokemon Scorbunny, and finally, the melancholic water lizard Sobble. Now, I typically choose the water starter in every generation, and Sobble definitely looks appealing to me, but for some reason, Grookey is just super adorable, and I think it may end up being my starter choice. So let's get this shiny speculation started with a closer look at Grookey, who is called the chimp Pokemon, even though we've already got another chimpanzee starter in the, let's face it, far inferior Chimchar. Plus, Grookey's got a little tail, which says to me that it's some other kind of primate, perhaps something a little more tropical, like a marmoset. I predict that it'll evolve into a big, strong, grass dark type gorilla or something. I'm not sure, but on to the shinies. Now, designing the shinies for Grookey is kind of difficult, because the various parts of its body all have wildly different colors, but I'll do my best. Let's start off by making Grookey a deep green overall, with darker green on the ears and tail, a pale blue face mask, and bright yellow markings. I was kind of inspired by Shiny Turtwig on this one, and I think it looks pretty cool, but how about instead we were to turn the whole thing a deep red overall, with an orange face mask, purple on the ears and tail, and bright pink for the markings. This one I'm not sold on as much, although I could definitely see them going deep red on this shiny, kinda like they did with Shiny Chimchar. That said, I don't know about this one as much, so let's take a turn into left field and turn Shiny Grookey yellow overall, with darker colors for the ears and tail, saffron for the markings, and bright pink on the face mask. This thing looks totally crazy, and while the colors seem odd, for some reason they work really well together for me. I honestly don't expect Game Freak to go this direction with Grookey's shiny, but if they do, it'll be one of the first shinies I hunt in Sword and Shield, because I love it. Moving on to our little water lizard Pokemon, we've got Sobble. Now I think that Sobble is kinda cute, but it just doesn't grab me like Grookey does. It seems to be based on a chameleon, except instead of blending in with its environment, it blends in with the surrounding water. It is a kinda cool idea, I guess. I expect this Pokemon to evolve into some kind of a basilisk lizard, which you may know as a Jesus lizard, for its unique ability to run on top of the water. For typing, I think this is going to evolve into a water psychic type, with the psychic part being the reason it can do the walking on water trick. Now, I could see Game Freak going a couple of ways with this one. Now there's the old standby where you could turn it a bright magenta, which is a similar shiny to the one they gave Shiny Mudkip and Shiny Whalmer, and countless other blue Pokemon. But I really hope Game Freak has gotten past that stage in their life. Instead, as this thing is in fact based on a chameleon, let's turn Shiny Sobble green overall, with deep Celadon markings and a slightly lighter crest color. I think this looks pretty cool and would certainly make a decent shiny, but it's not my first choice. Instead, let's take Sobble's natural blue color and turn it much deeper, with dark green markings and a yellow-green head crest, while simultaneously having it become paler underneath. The juxtaposition of light and dark blue here looks really cool, and I'll be happy if this is the shiny we'll be given. But for my top choice, I think it'd be coolest if Shiny Sobble turned really pale overall, with purple markings and a bright pink head crest. Now, I know that this shiny does kind of evoke Shiny Froakie a little bit, but I think it brings it to the next level with the coloration on the markings and the crest. That said, this is not a common shiny for Game Freak, and while I like it the best, I don't think we'll be getting anything near this cool. Finally, let's move on to the firecracker of a fire starter. It's Scorbunny, which is a terrible, awkward name to say. I mean, not nearly as awkward as Talonflame, and we did all get used to that. But in any case, Scorbunny is a highly active little Pokemon, which again fits in with the Chinese zodiac theme that Game Freak has been using for its fire starters. And though you may not like to hear it, Scorbunny has this little bandage over its nose, something that Game Freak has used in the past to signify fighters, like they did with Maylene back in Generation 4. Like it or not, I think that Scorbunny is going to evolve into another fire fighting type, thus completing a fighting dark psychic trio of secondary typings. In any case, I will warn you, I was kind of indecisive on these shinies, so there may be a lot of choices. But let's get started with something simple, changing Scorbunny's orange markings into a bright magenta. And besides looking a hell of a lot like the Easter Bunny, I think this is overall mediocre. Instead, let's change Shiny Scorbunny's ears and feet into a pleasant light blue, with the rest of its highlights becoming a nice pink, which I realize looks almost exactly like Shiny Sylveon, but I just do not care. Those shinies looked great then, and they look great now. But I think there's another, totally different option for Scorbunny. How about we turn it black overall, with bright cyan on the ears and feet, and deeper blue on the highlights, which harkens back to Shiny Zorua a little bit. And to be fair, Zorua has a great shiny. But let's mix it up a bit, and turn all those blue colors into pinks, which I think looks amazing. And honestly, I can't think of another Pokemon with these shiny colors, which of course is going to cue somebody to write in the comment section about a shiny that I've clearly missed, and how could you, and it's so obvious, and whatever. I don't care. The point is, this shiny looks good. But I've got one last idea, and honestly, it's my favorite option for Scorbunny, mostly because it's a little more subdued. How about keeping the dark color, but turning everything a more lavender purple overall? And like I said, I really love this option. Everything gets this kind of ashen, burned out look, and I think it'd look really cool on Shiny Scorbunny. Anyway, folks, that's what I've got for you today. Overall, I think that Game Freak did a great job designing these starters, and I'm really looking forward to exploring Westeros, the Galar region, in an upcoming video. So keep an eye out for that, and many other Pokemon Sword and Shield videos to come. And as always, guys, we are gonna see you on the next Shiny.